Good day everyone, so today let's talk about something very important to our farmers in our country, which is the land reform and agrarian reform in the Philippines. So first, what is land reform? So land reform is all about changing how a land is owned and used. So this is more focused on the redistribution of land. So noon, yung mga mayayaman lang yung may control over the large areas ng isang lupa, and many poor farmers have to rent or work for them. So land reform aims to give land to those farmers who actually work on it, so they can have a better life. On the other hand, ano naman yung agrarian reform? So agrarian reform is bigger than land reform. It includes land distribution, but it also provides support services like loans, training, equipment, and infrastructure para mas makatulong sa farmers and to also overall improve agriculture in our country. So noong 1988, former President Corazon Aquino signed the Republic Act 6657 or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law. So ang goal nito was to reduce poverty, improve farmers' lives, and to develop agriculture. Pero hanggang ngayon, there are still agrarian issues or problems like slow land distribution, lack of government support, and powerful landowners resisting the law. So para mas maintindihan yung differences between the two, land reform is all about redistribution of land or pagbibigay ng lupa. Samantalang yung agrarian reform is a bigger version ng land reform. It has land reform, but it provides support services for farmers to help them succeed. So itong dalawa na to is nakakatulong na maging pagmamayari ng farmer yung lupang tinatrabaho or pinagpapaguro nila. Of course, if our farmers succeed, our entire economy benefits because agriculture is an important part of our country. So para mas maintindihan, let's elaborate kung ano pa yung mga differences ng land reform and agrarian reform.
What are the scope and focus of land reform and agrarian reform? So when we say land reform, it focuses specifically on the redistribution of land from the large upholders to the small farmers, while the agrarian reform focuses on how to improve the agricultural productivity of one community. So let's move on to the objectives of land reform and agrarian reform. So the main goal of the land reform is to reduce the inequality in the land access for the farmers, while the agrarian reform promotes rural development and to reduce the poverty by improving the agricultural productivity and promoting social justice for the farmers.
Let's now discuss the difference between components and beneficiaries of land and agrarian reform. So in components po, ito po yung mga bahagi or nilalaman. So in land reform po, kasama po dito is yung pamamahagi ng lupa or land distribution. Pagbibigyan ng security sa pagmamayari ng lupa or land tenure and mga legal reform tungkol sa lupa. So in agrarian reform naman po, mas malawak po ito dahil bukod sa land distribution, kasama rin yung mga program para sa pagpapaunlad ng agriculture. Pagbibigyan ng mga gamit or technology sa pagsasaka and pagpapatay ng infrastructures, and also yung mga policies na sumusupport sa mga magsasaka. So in beneficiaries po, ito po yung mga nakikinabang or pinaglalaanan. So in land reform po, ang pangunahing nakikinabang or nagbe-benefits po dito is yung mga walang sariling lupa, yung mga tenant farmers or nangungupahan ng lupa para sa magsasaka, and yung mga maliliit po na magsasaka. And sa agrarian reform naman po is mas malawak yung sakop nito, kaya mas maraming natutulungan. Tulad po ng mga landless farmers, tenant farmers, and maliliit na magsasaka. Also agricultural workers at iba pang mga rural communities.
Ang land reform ay tungkol sa pamahagi ng lupa sa mga walang sariling lupa, tulad ng tenant farmers. Halimbawa, gobyerno mismo ang nare-redistribute ng malaking estates para mamigyan sila ng land title. Pero ang agrarian reform ay mas malawak, hindi lang tungkol sa lupa, kundi pati sa support services tulad ng pautang, training, at infrastructure para sa mga magsasaka.
Now let's talk about land ownership in the Philippines through time or the history of agrarian reform. Starting with the pre-colonial period. Back then, Datu ang main landowner. The Maharlika or the Nobles and the Timawa or the freemen were given portions of land, while the Alipin or slaves worked the land for the community or sila yung nagtatrabaho dito. Now everything changed when the Spanish arrived. They declared na lahat ng lupa is public domain o pagmamayari ng gobyerno, ignoring native or cultural customs. Private land ownership became the norm, and mas naging pabor ito sa mayayaman or Spanish elites and leaving many native Filipinos landless, or halos wala ng pagmamayaring lupa ang mga Filipino ng panahong ito. Ito yung isa sa mga naging roots ng hindi pagkakapantay-pantay sa lupa or land redistribution inequality, and sadly, it continues even after the Spanish colonial period.
Sa panahon ng American colonial period, noong 1898 nakuha ng US ang Pilipinas mula sa Spain. 93% ng ating lupain ay napunta sa American colonial government. Sa 1902 Land Act, ang mga Amerikano ay pinayagang magmayari ng hanggang 16 hectares habang 1,024 hectares naman sa American corporations. Pinasa rin ang Public Land Act of 1903 na nagbibigay ng homestead system pero limitado lang ang maaring bilhin ng mga Pilipino. Dahil dito natutuloy ang land inequality, mas maraming lupang napunta sa mayayaman at dayuhang kumpanya. habang ang mga maliliit na magsasaka ay nanatiling mahirap.
Japanese occupation, 1941 to 1945. Dito po is nagbago ang kalagayan ng mga lupain sa Pilipinas dahil po sa digmaan. Humina din po yung control ng mga government at mga mayayamang landlord sa mga lupaing sakahan. Dahil po dito, lumakas ang hukbalahab. Isa sa mga ginawang hakbang ng hukbalahab po is ang pagkuhat, pamamahagi ng mga lupa sa mga maliliit na magsasaka. And dahil sa kawalan ng gobyernong Pilipino na magpatupad ng reform, ang mga huk mismo ang namahala sa ilang bahagi ng kanayunan at nagpatupad ng isang sistema kung saan ang mga magsasaka ay mas may pantay na akses sa lupa. So ano nga ba yung naging problema dito? Kasi matapos ang World War II po, binalik sa mga dating may-ari or binalik po sa mga landlord ang karamihan sa mga lupa ay ipinamahagi ng huk. Nung binalik na po yun, marami naman po magsasaka ang nawalan muli ng lupa. Kaya nagpatuloy ang problema sa land tenure. Dahil po sa takot ng gobyerno na lumakas yung mga hukbalahab, ipinaglaban ng mga mamamayang landlord ang pagbawi sa kanilang lupa. Kaya hindi nagpatuloy ang reform.
During the post-war period in the Marcos era, sinasabing land is the most valuable form of property. So during this era, may tinatawag na kasama system wherein kinabibilangan doon ng mga landowners and magsasaka. Na kung saan yung mga magsasaka magtrabaho para sa mga landowners kapalit ng mga ani. Ang nararapat na hatian sa pagitan ng dalawang grupo ay 50-50. But during those times, hindi hinati ng mga landowners ng tama yung mga ani nila na nagdulot ng kahirapan para sa mga landowners. So dahil dun sa pangyayaring yun, nagkaroon ng social movement, yung mga magsasaka na kung saan pinaglaban nila na dapat ay ibalik yung mga lupain na dapat sa kanila at dapat bayaran ng mga landowners yung mga ani na pinaghirapan nila at na nagdulot sa kanila ng kahirapan.
And for Corazon Aquino administration, after the fall of the Marcos administration, demands for agrarian reform grew stronger. When Corazon Aquino became the president, there were a high expectation for significant land reform. In 1988, her administration passed the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law, or the CARL, which created the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, or the CARP. However, the law was a product of compromises between the lawmakers, the landowners, and reform advocates, weakening its impact. And according to Bella way back 2014, Aquino had the power to implement a radical agrarian reform program after the EDSA People Power Revolution. However, she chose to let Congress handle it, allowing the landed elite to dilute the reform. As the result, CARP failed to address deep-rooted land issues. In 2018, agrarian problems persisted and successive administrations struggled to deliver genuinely land redistribution.
Currently, in 2018, despite promises from administration after Aquino to speed up land redistribution program, progress remains low and farmers are still waiting for real land ownership. The failure to establish a genuine agrarian reform program is rooted in the vested interests of many government officials. They resist land redistribution because of their connection with the landed elites. Additionally, there is no proper inventory of lands under the distribution program. Uncontested lands are easier to distribute, but contested land are often protected by powerful landowners, preventing them from being included in the reform program.
Despite the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988, agrarian issues in the Philippines still exist. Why? Because of the social and economic challenges. First, sa social factors. Landed elites and some government officials or yung mga mayayamang tao or makapangyarihang tao, they use their power to protect their own interests, delaying or avoiding land distribution. This keeps lands in the hands of the few. Pangalawa is yung economic factors. Kahit na ibigay na ang lupa sa mga magsasaka o na-distribute na, marami pa rin yung kulang sa puhunan, gamitan at suporta mula sa gobyerno para mapaunlad yung kanilang sakahan. Nahihirapan sila dahil mataas yung mga gastusin, yung mga production costs, mahina yung infrastruktura, at maraming middlemen na kumokontrol sa presyo. Dahil dito, may mga magsasaka na napipilitan na lang na ibenta yung lupa nila sa mga mayayamang may-ari or dahil hindi nila kayang tustusan yung kanilang pagsasaka. Hindi sapat ang pagbibigay lang ng lupa or hindi lang sapat na land distribution lang. Kailangan natin ng sapat na suporta or government support or overall just support for the farmers para matugunan or para mas magtagumpay sila sa pagsasaka. Without addressing these social and economic barriers or issues, agrarian issues will continue to persist. That is how the social and economic factors contribute to these agrarian issues. Agrarian reform is more than just land. It's about justice, development, and empowerment of farmers. Lesson 15 of Gen 004 teaches us that while the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program aimed to distribute land fairly, social and economic barriers still make it a challenge. Patuloy natin ipaglaban ang tunay na reforma sa lupa because when farmers thrive, the nation thrives. Thank you for listening.